came out of the bathroom and washed my hands. Something felt strange as soon as I left the bathroom, and when I looked out into the room, I saw that Truman wasn't there. I checked around the beds and in the closet in case he was hiding somewhere, playing a joke on me. He wasn't anywhere to be found. I opened the door a crack and looked outside to where we'd parked. The car was gone. What the fuck? I went back in the room and slammed the door shut. I got out my phone and pulled up Truman's number. As the phone rang, I noticed there was something written on the little notepad on the nightstand. The phone kept ringing as I snatched up the piece of paper and read the message written in sloppy purple pen. "Poor soldier," the paper said. "Now you've created your own monster." It didn't make any sense. Was this Truman's idea of a joke? Did he have to go out for something, and this was his way of telling me? What the fuck, man? Meanwhile, the phone just kept on ringing. I lost count after 22 rings and slammed my phone shut soon after. "Fucking bullshit, man," I mumbled. I checked that the motel keycard was still in my wallet, yes sirree, and went outside, pulling the door closed behind me and jiggling the handle to make sure it was locked. I walked around the motel, checking the other parking areas. I didn't see Truman's car anywhere. It wasn't there. It wasn't at the restaurant across the street. It wasn't hiding behind the bushes anywhere. The car was fucking gone, and Truman with it. I got my cell phone back out and sent a text message to Truman. "Where the fuck are you?" The message sent screen had barely left my phone when it beeped and showed me I had a new text message from Truman. I saw it and hit the button to open the message. At this point there are...
It's binary.
Yeah, 010101s for about 4 lines. "What the fuck," I said. It made no sense. I looked around me in case I had somehow missed the car, and Truman would be sitting in there laughing his ass off. No such luck. So I sent him another message. "What the fuck, dude? This isn't funny. Where are you?" And again, as soon as my message was sent, I got another string of 1s and 0s back from him. About 9 lines. I was tired of this bullshit. I jammed the phone back in my pocket and headed back to room 106. I went back inside and saw a stain in the ceiling I hadn't noticed before. A series of little brown drops made up a grim constellation over my head. I was trying to figure out how that stain could have gotten there when a voice from the bathroom made me jump about a foot in the air and sent my heart rate through the roof. Pow! I didn't know what to do. The voice didn't sound like Truman, but he was the only other one with the keycard, right? It had to be him. "Truman?" I said softly. No reply. "Truman?" I repeated louder. Still nothing. So I waited a minute, steeled myself, worked up some courage. My heart wouldn't stop racing. I checked my pulse, shook my head, and walked over to the bathroom. I carefully pushed the door open. The belligerent Indian guy from the lobby was sitting in the bathtub wearing nothing but an oversized Lisa Frank t-shirt. He didn't seem to notice me standing there, though. He was too preoccupied with rubbing the ashes from Truman's cigarettes on his arms like soap. "Look at it." I spun around. Truman was standing just inside the door, staring at me. "Look at it," he repeated. "Truman, what the fuck is Look at it, Johnny," he said. "Truman, look at it." I glanced back at the man in the tub, pouring handfuls of cigarette ash over his Lisa Frank draped body. "Look at it," Truman shouted again. I turned back to face him just in time to see him leap almost daintily out of the door and pull it shut behind him. I ran to the door and pulled the handle, but it wouldn't move. It didn't make any sense. Motel doors always lock from the inside. That's the whole point of them. How could he have locked it from out there? "Truman," I yelled. "Truman, open the door. Come on, man, this isn't funny." "Little Jimmy Johnny, boy." I stood back from the door and looked around. Truman had his face pressed up against the outside of the window, staring in at me with a perverse trembling smile on his face. "Johnny, Johnny, Jim John," he said, rolling his forehead on the glass. "Okay, Truman, ha-ha, this is all really funny," I said. "Could you let me out of here, please?" Truman's face took on a startling look of terror. It was the most pure expression of fear I had ever seen. He froze, staring at me, through me, past me, and spoke in a voice I'd never heard, and with red fire coming out from his gills. The window shade flew past my face and blocked my view to the world outside. Before I could question how this had happened, something popped and I heard glass shatter, and the room went dark. "Truman," I said. "Truman, are you doing this?" Suddenly I heard Truman's voice calling me from the bathroom. "I think you should come see this." I tried to navigate my way through the darkness as best I could. I bumped into one of the beds and managed to use it as a guide to the rest of the room. I felt shards of glass crunch under my feet and realized the lights must have somehow burst. I felt my way from one bed to the other, and then, clinging to the wall, found the bathroom door. I thought I could hear voices just slightly coming through the walls. I couldn't make out what was being said, but the sound of the other people beyond the room was vaguely comforting. I tapped the bathroom door with my shoe, and it creaked open. My eyes were still adjusting to the dark, but I could already tell that the thing in the bathtub wasn't the man from the lobby. Or maybe I should rephrase that. It was the man from the lobby, but in a different form. The Lisa Frank T had become a sort of reptilian skin, smoothing into round mounds of pink flesh, patched with neon orange plastic X's and oozing syrup-drenched dollar bills. An arm extended, or maybe a foot, and something inside of me knew it was Truman. The Truman appendage reached out and stroked my kneecap with its fingers. Toes? The face of the belligerent Indian turned to face me. It opened its mouth and spoke in a strained, painful voice. Who stole the great Hope Diamond? What killed the dinosaurs? Who makes the finest pizza? What's in your brother's dresser drawers? The mysteries of life, screaming to be solved. Here we stand, in our fucking greatcoats, dying to get involved. The words hit me with the force of a sermon, shaking me to my core. I became dizzy. My ears started ringing. I could hear people yelling now, maybe screaming, maybe celebrating, on the other side of the walls. The thing in the bathtub split open, giving birth to a blue blaze of light. The stern face of Peter Weller emerged from the light and spoke to me. Nothing is easy.